Okay, we should be live. What's good, everybody? Hope we're all having a good day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a big old day for FNaF news, eh? It's a big day today. That's for definite. Just gonna wait for some people to roll in. We still got 15 minutes till the video actually starts, so we have a little bit of time. How are y'all doing, though? Hopefully we're doing all good. It's a big day today, though, yo. Big day. I'm really intrigued to see what is actually revealed. That's the one thing I'm actually really intrigued about. Yo, what's good, that Apple Plays? What's good, man? The Apple guy, yeah. I remember most people. Don't worry, dude. How are we all doing? Yo, is anyone in here, does anyone here, like, I don't know how do I just... Is anyone in the chat do content? Because I have some stuff to tell. I have some stuff that's gone down. I'll be real. I'll be real. Just want to discuss something, you know? Yeah, what's good, Mr. Puzzles? How you doing? Of course, email. What's good, man? Of course, man. Email, could you... You're a meal, right? I might be stupid in saying that, but... But, dude, I've never been so pissed off at a comment in my life. I'll be completely real with you. Like, you're getting married? Fair play, dude. Respect. Hopefully that goes amazingly, man. Honestly, that's sick. I'm doing alright. I'm a little bit pissed, to be honest. I got a comment that properly pissed me off, and my camera's just froze all of a sudden. Hold on. Let me fix that. Let me just fix my camera real quick. Hold up. My camera is not having any of it. Let me just fix this. Hopefully this should load back up. Hold on 1 second, chat. My camera just doesn't like me, I swear. It's a known fact. Hold on, it should be... Oh my god, my camera just doesn't like me. 2 seconds, chat. It's gonna wait for this to load back up. I mean, alright, perfect. Now can I call you Emil then? So it's easier. Can this thing, like, can it load, please? This connection just doesn't like me. At least this happens before the video starts. Oh my god, right, hold on. Can this work, please? Thank you. No? Okay, hold on. 2 seconds, chat. Let me just load up this thing. Oh, this should work, hopefully. If I would like to load, I'd really appreciate it. Please and thanks. My camera just doesn't like me, chat. It's a known fact. Do you want to load camera, possibly? Just maybe? Just maybe. Possibly. Like, just like as a massive maybe. Hold on. It should load now in 2 seconds. It does this all the time when I need it, like, not to. Hold on. Yes, I'm aware. Yo, what's good, Sam? I'm just, like, obviously having technology problems as per usual. Hold on, I'm gonna put this screen on, just so it's not stupid, but I'll still talk. But yeah, no. My camera just doesn't like me, chat. This is how it is a lot of the time. My camera hates me, like, pretty much all of the time. Can this work, bro? It's actually really annoying me now. Okay. Okay, I'll actually put a question in the chat. What are we all, like, hoping for in this, like, interview thing? Okay, there we go. My camera's loading back up. Surely we get movie news, right? We all in agreement for that? We all in agreement that we're gonna get movie news? There we are, we're back. Only took about 20 minutes. But yeah, oh my god, the chat for this video is blowing up. There's 5,000 people in that chat. What is the box? I don't think he'll announce that, to be honest. I don't know though. Possibly. Hopefully. I mean, like, I'd love to see what's in the box, of course. Do I think we're gonna find out what's in the box? Probably not. But I hope so. Of course I hope so. But I think we'll know a little bit more about the FNaF stuff. I feel like we'll actually, you know what I feel like they're gonna do? I feel like they're gonna reveal a poster. I feel like we're gonna get a poster. I know they haven't filmed anything yet, but I think they could definitely do a poster. Because we already know it's the toy animatronic, so why not just, like, release a poster? Because every day of FNaF week, they're, like, revealing, like, a different teaser, or, like, something to do with, like, the production of it. Like, for example, they showed, I think it was Toy Chica's eyes yesterday. So maybe we get a poster or something. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, no, bro, I have never been, I was talking about this earlier. I've never been so annoyed by a comment in my life on my most recent video. Oh my god. I've never been so annoyed at a comment. And I never, like, get annoyed at comments. Like, ever. Never ever do I get annoyed at comments. Oh my god, dude. I got so annoyed by this, like, most recent comment. Like, so annoyed. I don't know why. And I really don't know why. I shouldn't have. But I was like, yo, bro, what the hell? I don't know why. But, we shall see. Hopefully, I'll be real. I'm not going to be, like, yapping this whole time over the interview, by the way. I hope you all know that. I'm not going to be, like, sitting here going, oh my god, oh, the whole time. Because my guess is that this interview is going to be a half an hour to an hour. That'd be my guess. I mean, the last one was an hour, I think. But see, the thing is, what questions could he ask? You know, that sort of way. Like, what questions could Dorko actually ask to have, like, that's different to the original one he done? If you get what I mean. Let me just change my face cam real quick. There we go. But, yo, what's good, dude? How you doing? Stream pause. Oh, it's annoying. But, I'm actually just curious to see what actually goes down. You know, that sort of way? I don't know. We'll see. But, for me, I definitely feel like we're going to get something to do with the collab tomorrow. I know he probably won't say much, but I feel like he'll definitely, like, refer to is it if it's a game or if it's a, like... Because for all we know, it could be nothing to do with gaming. You know what I mean? It could be, like, a restaurant thing. That would be nuts. But I feel like they'd save that for the actual 10-year anniversary, if anything, so... I don't know. So I definitely... for me, it's gonna be Fortnite. Like, I definitely feel like it's gonna be Fortnite. Do I want it to be Fortnite? Absolutely not. I don't want to play Fortnite. That's the one thing I don't want to play at all, is Fortnite. I don't want to play that. And it will be on Twitch if it is Fortnite. Because I used to play Fortnite, like, years ago. But I haven't played it probably since... The last thing I really remember properly playing Fortnite was, like, the Mandalorian season. That's the last thing I properly remember. I think it was the Mandalorian, whenever that was. I don't know when it was. That's the thing. That's another issue why I don't want it to be Fortnite. Because if it's Fortnite, that means more money comes out of the bank account, and that's an issue. So if it is Fortnite, bro, they're gonna make bank. Let's be real. Fortnite are about to make bank. Like, they will make bank if it is Fortnite. So I would not be surprised if it is. It's just the whole thing. Imagine Freddy cranking 90s. Oh my god. That will not be okay. And I will not be buying all the skins. There's no way. I will buy like one if there... It'll be Freddy, obviously. But if they add more than just Freddy, it's game over, dude. It's game over. Because the collab announcement's tomorrow, right? I think. So... we shall see. I'm really intrigued to see what this interview is going to be like. Because I have no idea. Do you know what I mean? Hey, B, how you doing? I have like 5 Bro, give me like 500 V-Bucks. Bro, give me 500 V-Bucks, I beg. Let me check the Discord real quick. Hold up. A Fortnite collab. Yeah, everyone's talking about the Fortnite collab in Discord. It's Fall Guys. Ooh. You know what? I highly doubt it'll be Fall Guys just because Fall Guys isn't that relevant anymore. I don't think it is anyway. But I feel like we're gonna get our movie announcement of today in this. I'm doing good, thanks, Harry. I'm doing okay. I got back from the gym a little while ago, and I've just been kind of chilling at home, really. I was in the gym earlier, and I'm not gonna lie, I was dying in the gym. I won't lie. I was so tired. I'm not gonna lie with you. I was so tired in the gym. But came home, edited a video, posted that video, and kind of went from there, I guess. Honestly, I hope it's not Fortnite fit. It's a very nice horror, scary feel to it, and I'll never look at Freddy the same. That's what I mean. Like, it's like the same thing when Kratos went into Fortnite for me. Like, the God of War cranking night. Like, no. Better sell my soul. Yeah, see, the thing is, I'd actually be fine with a Fall Guys collab. But I feel like people would be let down by that. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone's building it up to be Fortnite. Everybody I've seen is building it up to be Fortnite. I haven't seen one person say it's not going to be Fortnite. And I'm pretty sure there is downtime for Fortnite tomorrow. So it would make sense. This interview should be starting like, what, 4 minutes? 4? 3, 4? Yeah. Dark Deception. That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. I actually don't know. You know? My guess is going to be Fortnite, though. I'm going to stick with my Fortnite guess. I'll be honest. I think it's going to be that. But, yeah, I definitely think it's going to be Fortnite. If FNaF class with Stumble Guys. Oh, Stumble Guys! Bro, if it's Stumble Guys. Do you know what it is, right? I just know if it's Fall Guys, and I'm streaming tomorrow on Twitch playing Fall Guys, one of the mods, Vanessa, has, I think, 60,000 channel points. I'm finished. There are 3 skins in Fortnite that are related to metal. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be Fortnite. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Fortnite. Dude, that'd make my blood boil. If it's Stumble Guys, dude, that'd be even worse than it being Fall Guys. Do you know what I mean? Imagine Scott announces FNaF 0. I will do things that I can't say on camera. No, it'll be crazy. You know what? There has to be something in here. Because when you rewatch the original interview, Dawko covers everything. He covers, like, pretty much all of the original games. So, my guess is that this interview is ideally going to be more centered around the more recent side of FNaF, along with the success of the film, along with a lot of the stuff regarding the sequel to the film. I think we're going to get a poster. There's a part of me that feels that we're going to get a poster or something to do with, like, an actual photo of a design from the next movie. Because this interview is such a big deal, and we know that each day we get one photo from the set of the FNaF 2 movie. I feel like it's only bound that we do get something. And I'm going to turn off the music when this starts doing the countdown thing. I with 5 skins, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Spring Bonnie. I mean, I will make sure to buy the Spring Bonnie one. But speaking of Spring Bonnie, U2's just released their new Spring Bonnie plushie thing. I swear I saw it. I don't know where it is, but Spring Bonnie is getting a U2's plushie, which is going to be really, really cool. But I'm betting my soul Purple Guy's Sprite. Oh, 100%. It'll be a back bling. Yeah, 100%. It'll probably be on, like, I feel like we're going to get, you know what it's going to be? We're going to get a Vanessa. A Night Guard Vanessa. That's what it's going to be. I'm telling you, we're going to get a Night Guard Vanessa with a purple guy back bling as the back bling of that skin. I'm telling you right now. Because on any of the animatronics, it wouldn't make any new sense. Any sense. Because how are you going to put a purple guy thing on the back of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, or Foxy? The only one that would make sense would be Spring Bonnie. I don't know. But this is going to be starting very soon. Like, legit in probably like 20 seconds. Okay, here we go. Springtrap. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It could be, like, Springtrap would make the most sense for the purple guy back bling. But then I also wouldn't want him to have a back bling. I feel like that would look really, really weird. You know what I mean? Like, Bonnie will get his guitar. Chica will get the cupcake, of course. Foxy will probably get... What would Foxy get, actually? A hook? That wouldn't really make much sense. But yeah, actually, can we... Everyone in chat, what do you think Foxy's back bling would be if he got one? If Foxy had a skin that had a back bling, what do we think would have on the back? Like... I don't know. Like a plushie, maybe? I don't know. Freddy would obviously have the microphone or something. Or Freddy will have like a what would Freddy have? Yeah, what would Freddy have actually? That's a great question. Like obviously Bonnie and Chica are easy because that sort of stuff, but the jam track, Living Tombstone, that would make sense, yes. They are gonna Fortnify Vanessa, Mark. That's what I'm saying. They're 100% gonna do Vanessa. Out of order, that's a you know what? I don't know if that's gonna be a back bling or that'll be like one of the melee weapons. You know what I mean? Like the melee weapon things. What do they call it? Pickaxe? Them? I feel like a boomer talking about Fortnite now. Oh, here we go. That's really loud. That is so loud. Oh my god. That is so loud, dude. Sorry, out of order. Yeah, it would make sense. But again, I don't know. I mean, it will be Fortnite. I'm convinced it's going to be Fortnite. Like, it's a part of FNaF Week. And we all know the latter stages of FNaF Week are definitely the more, like, crazy announcements. Like, we literally have a collab announcement on Monday and then a Steel Wool announcement on Tuesday. Like, I'm telling you, the Steel Wool announcement is gonna be Ruin, sequel to Ruin. Like, Ruin 2 or whatever. Security Breach 2, whatever. Freddy hitting the griddy will haunt me. I will be hitting the griddy as Freddy if that happens tomorrow. I will be hitting the griddy as Freddy. 100%. Will I regret it? Absolutely. But will it be a meme? Absolutely. Okay, here we go, chat. That's full screen this bad boy. Here we go. An interview with Scott Cawthon 2.0. Let's go! Let's see.
Scott, tell me.
Oh, I muted it. Whoops.
Anniversary is upon us.
Why is it muting itself?
My gift to the fan base on this 10th anniversary. What's in the box is...
No, he's not going to say what's in the box. He's not going to say what's in the box. He won't.
Aww. Hi, Mabel.
Yeah,
imagine there was face cam.
What's going on, guys? Stalker back again. Hope you're fantastic.
Subtitles.
Today, and it's the 10-year anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Is that loud? Is it loud enough, by the way, chat?
Which means if you've been looking at the list, what the official Twitter has been saying.
Nice editing.
The interview with Scott Cawthon, everybody.
Do let me know if the
Hey,
audio is
everybody,
too
how's it
quiet or
going?
whatever.
Daco, good to see you again.
Yes, 6 years since the last interview, right? Which is crazy. A lot of things have been happening since then, so let's go back a little bit. So the interview
He won't reveal it.
August 2018. So after that, we got Help Wanted, Special Delivery, Security Breach, Help Wanted 2, Ruin DLC. So there's a lot going on. And of course, the future games as well.
I really feel bad the fact that I don't like a lot of them games.
I don't know what it is yet because we're recording this, a couple of months before. But guys, whatever it was, I hope you're very excited for it. Future Dorco, Into the Pit as well. Stuff to look for. There's so much stuff to look for.
That's gonna save FNaF.
And it's really cool that
Into the Pit is gonna save FNaF.
A week.
Same with the Joy Creation.
For the 10-year anniversary, we've never seen something like this before. 10 years of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is It's pretty crazy, right?
Man, I can't believe it's been so long since our last interview. That really seems like just it doesn't. How long did you say ago it was? 6 years ago?
6
That's
years
hard to
ago.
believe.
Hopefully that's
I
loud
It's
know.
enough.
impossible to believe.
I know, right? I've actually got a song for you that
Oh,
I'm going to
no.
play for you to celebrate the 10-year
Oh, no.
anniversary.
Okay, no, this is getting things off to a kind of an awkward start, but I'll let you go on ahead.
Okay. Are you
No,
ready
wait,
for
you're
this?
gonna be performing. Wait, you're gonna be performing this yourself, or is something recorded?
I've got the harmonica
Oh,
right
God.
here.
Oh, a harmonica.
I've
Okay,
been,
my
I've
favorite.
been practicing this song
Oh,
for
no.
over 32 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
It's gonna be har har har. Watch. It's gonna be a har 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 har.
Come on now, you started this.
Watch.
Right, okay.
Let's go.
Ready? I'm really good. I'm really good.
Imagine just from my point of
Now,
view.
I will admit that I couldn't actually hear that. I don't know if your thing was cutting the audio out.
The fact that bro is doing that with the
Well, I actually
creator of
played a
FNaF,
spell.
I wouldn't be able to.
Oh.
The spell is from 1864
Oh, okay, clever.
by a wizard named Dewey Muscrewy.
Jeez.
Okay.
That spell has now hypnotized you to
The
tell
show's
me
the FNAF
all
2
lore
trailer.
of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, jeez. Now, I thought we talked about this in advance. Now, listen. This is a bad idea to start talking about lore. All right, well, here, you have to give me specific questions, and I'll see what I can answer for you.
I like how the hex plushies on the table of
I
that.
was
But
joking.
Very
I
graphic.
make no promises.
Scott, tell me what's in the box.
He's not. Oh, that's early.
Wow, just direct.
Yeah.
Just out and direct.
He's
just
not
like
gonna
that.
say it.
Yeah.
He's not gonna say it.
Well, look, okay. It's the 10-year anniversary. Okay?
Stop lying
And
to us, Scott.
even though I like to be elusive, I like
Stop
to kind
lying
of tease
to
the
us,
fan base.
Scott.
I like to, and I do like there to be an air of mystery about things. Sometimes I do let things go on for too long.
He's
And I
not gonna
understand
say
that
it.
sometimes things become not fun anymore, and things can become frustrating for theorists. So, okay, I think as the 10-year anniversary is upon us, I will give
He's
this
gonna say
as
nothing.
my gift to the fan
He's gonna
base on
say
this 10th
nothing.
anniversary. What's in the box
Or everything or something.
is
Wait, what?
Oh my god.
and that's about it.
Ha
And that's
ha
it, man.
ha.
So, like we've been speaking about, 10 years of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a crazy amount
Wait,
of
is
time.
he actually gonna
I
reveal it
can't
then?
believe we're still here. It's been such a
No,
journey.
he's
So
not
I
gonna
just
actually
wanted to
reveal
ask
it.
you,
He won't.
Do you have a highlight moment for the whole 10 years of Five Nights
He's
at
not
Freddy's
going
since
to.
2014?
I think there have definitely been a lot of satisfying moments. Like obviously,
Had to be the movie.
whenever one of the new
surely.
games would come
Had
out,
to be
it
the
would be
movie.
positively received. That was obviously
The movie,
a
surely.
huge relief. You know, there's never been any goal other than just giving everybody what they were really hyped up about. Because you know, when you see everybody getting hyped up and getting excited, if suddenly something comes out that just is a big letdown, there's no greater fear, I think, for a game developer. So that was always satisfying and a relief. But I think the biggest highlight was probably just going to the movie theater to watch the movie when it finally came out, because you know, behind the scenes of all of the games throughout the years, and
I mean, we
behind
waited
the scenes
9
of all the
years
books
for
being
it,
written and everything
so-
else, there was always the movie. The movie was just a slow burn project, even just starting as late as 2014. So that has been in the background, being, you know, progressing for almost the entirety of.
Be curious if
no,
you
not almost the
has
entirety, the
seen
entirety
the
of that
Walton
first
Files
9
or anything
years.
like that.
So to be able to actually go sit in the theater and hear the reaction from everybody and hear the fans really enjoy it, that was definitely that was definitely a moment of just real happiness for me, I think.
Literally 9 years. You know, having ups
Darko's
and downs,
office
you know,
is insane.
getting the script right
That
as well.
office
I
is
know you said
nuts.
on post before you've had so many scripts made for the movie. The plushies in Manhattan or something. That was one of the scripts. So
Yeah, it was.
Plushie,
I can
how was that
imagine
ever
how,
a script, bro?
you know, difficult
How
it's
was
been,
that
like,
ever a
trying to get it
script?
all done.
Plushies
you know,
in
I can
Manhattan.
just imagine. Well, I can't imagine.
That
it
sounds like a
because I'm not
Netflix
you, but,
thing.
You know,
Like an animated
Raz
spin-off thing.
and Ryan and Baz went to a premiere for it and sat down at the cinemas, and we all looked at each other at the end, and we had to like, we couldn't believe it, and we didn't even make the games. We've been there since, you know, basically day one, but we all said like, imagine how Scott's feeling right now, you know, just sitting down and seeing it actually, you know, on the big screen. It must be a crazy feeling.
Yeah, and now that I've been through the process, you know, I can tell you it's a miracle
Does
that
anyone
any
else
movie
feel like
gets made just
Darko
being through that
comparing to
process. Just
Scott
how many
audio is a little bit
wheels
off?
have to be
Or is
turning
that
at the
just
same
me?
time, and how many things. And
That
even
could
though
be
this
just
process
me.
took a long time for me, you know, Hollywood works at just blazing speed, where there's 100 things happening at the same time, and it's a miracle if these things get coordinated. And sometimes things don't work out, but sometimes they do. On the day that I was driving to New Orleans, and the shooting was supposed to start the next day, on that drive, I was on the phone. It was like a 5-hour drive from where I was. I was on the phone the entire time trying to finish contracts and finish negotiating points, because there were still open items with there were still things that needed to be resolved with Universal, Blumhouse, the Actors Guild, the Writing Guild. There were just Louisiana. There were all of these things, and any one of
Darko
them
seems
not
way,
being
like,
settled properly would mean we
quieter
couldn't start filming.
than
And
Scott.
all of those conversations were happening
comparison.
at the same time, and all of them depended on
The
one
graphic
of the
is
other
super
ones.
clean, by the way.
And so that was a very stressful
Scott.
drive, but that's just the way that Hollywood works. There's a million things happening at once. It was definitely a whirlwind, but to see all of those pieces come into place,
We're gonna get something.
yeah, it was pretty remarkable.
100%.
And yeah, like you were saying, just all of the scripts, starting just with 2015. You know, there were a couple of deals that weren't very good that I'm very fortunate didn't pan out. But then whenever I was with Warner Brothers briefly, that was a good deal, and I was very, very grateful to have that. But even that, whenever the stars seemed to have aligned, things just didn't work out there either. And so I was really fortunate to meet up with Jason Blum and get to have that deal with Blumhouse. You know, they had a lot of faith
Jason
in the project.
Blum was licking his lips
following
at the
my lead
FNaF,
on a lot of things.
at the FNaF concept.
Sometimes to a
Let's
fault,
be real.
because lots of times I
Bro
would
spent 25
throw
mil
things
and
out
got
and want to start over.
300
But
mil in return.
you know,
That is crazy.
they were with me the whole journey. They were with me, and they believed in the vision. And everybody just had the fans at heart. That's all anybody wanted to do. Everybody was just making sure that every part of the movie would be something that the fan base would look at and recognize or relate to or connect with. And I think in the end, we were able to accomplish that. And I'm just really happy with that. And I think we landed with just the perfect cast, which, again, that almost didn't happen either. There were a couple of instances
surely you
where
tell us who else.
someone else was about to get a part.
Oh,
And then
please tell us.
something
It was
would
gonna be
happen that
William.
would make that not work out, and then someone better would step in. And
Never mind, he's
and
not
I've
going
said
to tell
this
us that now.
my contacts at Blumhouse numerous times just over this last 6 months, even since the movie came out, thinking, aren't we glad that we got like Josh Hutcherson for this role? Like, isn't it great we had Elizabeth Lale for this role? Isn't it awesome we had Matthew Lillard for this role? You know, isn't
That
it
is
great
true.
we ended up
Matthew
with Piper
Lillard and
Rubio
William
for this role? Like,
Afton's a
every
nuts
single
casting.
person that we ended up
When
with
you
was
look
just
at it from the outsider
absolutely
perspective, like,
perfect
that's a
in those
nuts
slots.
casting.
And everybody was just a delight to work with. Once again, since I'm new to kind of the film industry, I got to talk to people about their other experiences on other projects. And it can be really scary, because usually, from what I understand, every production has one member of the cast or one person on staff or just one person that, you know, causes problems or something like that. We didn't have anything like that.
Yeah, probably
Nothing like
Mark,
that.
yeah.
Everybody was just phenomenal. They were just a joy to work with, and getting to go to filming was really fun. So it was a really fun experience. And in the end, I'm just happy that the fans were happy with it. Now, that's not to say the film didn't have it's places where it could have been improved, and we're all, you know, and me and
Yeah, we
Emma
all
and
know that.
Jason
fact that
Blum
this
would
wasn't a horror
definitely
film.
chat about that, and looking to make sure the second movie is a step up and an improvement. So lots of good things to look forward to, I think.
Yeah, it's exciting. And yeah, you're right about the fan reaction. The fans absolutely loved it.
Just make the second
we
movie
all can't wait for
scary
the
and I'm
next
happy.
movie. It's so exciting. And I'm so glad, like, it's actually happening as well. So yeah, exciting times. So yeah, you said that you've got a highlight of the 10 years of FNaF. If you could go back and change one thing in those 10 years, do you have anything that you would change? You can't say the box.
No, you know, the
I
one
think
thing
we
I would
actually
change,
are
I wish
gonna
I could
find
go
out the
back and have
box.
one more shot at FNaF World. I really, really do. I know it
FNaF
still
World
would
2
probably
nowadays
definitely be the
would
oddball
smash.
in the series, no
it would
doubt.
do so well.
And maybe it would still have been a poor decision in general, but there were just a lot of bad decisions made at the beginning of that project
I hope,
that
that's the
doomed it
thing.
from the start.
If
Like I
FNaF
was
World
making
2
it
was
with
to come out-
mobile in mind, so it was a really
Bro.
slow resolution. I was thinking about
It's
it as a
mental.
game on the phones. I tried to make the whole game on one frame in Click Team Fusion. That just means I wasn't allowing it to be as big as it could have been. I was trying to cram it all together for my own convenience.
Yeah, the
there
audio
were
is
just
very
several
different
decisions
for
that
the
were
two of
made
them, right?
that really hindered that. And also, I was in a rush because I was getting a little arrogant, thinking that hey, anything I make is going to be gold, you know. And I definitely ate some humble pie with that really, really quick, and I learned that is not the case. And so I've tried to be very careful to not make that mistake again after that. But yeah, you know, if I could go back and change one thing, I wish I could maybe work with a different developer and just really make it a high resolution game, get in some
I
really
think they
good
should still
graphics,
do
maybe
it.
get someone else to
FNaF
help
World
me with
2
those
would
graphics.
smash at the
And
moment, I think.
it could have been a good
I think
game.
that would
could have
do
been
so
a good
well.
game. Who knows? Maybe somewhere down the line, if I get really antsy about it and have a lot of free time on my hands, maybe FNaF 2 or FNaF World 2 might be a thing.
Yeah,
I think it will be.
That, you know, you could still get a different company to do a FNaF World game. It's not over yet. I think I've said this to you before. I love FNaF World. I think it is so underrated, and I always say FNaF World is underrated. I love it so much. There's just a charm to it.
A remaster, I don't think would really work with the graphics, though.
But I absolutely love it,
update,
man.
I could see, but I don't think a remaster would
really
really work just purely because the graphics.
If I had allowed myself to work on it for one more year, just like really double its development cycle and let it be a high res game, I bet it would have really been something. But like I said, who knows? Maybe for the sequel someday.
Let's move on to
here we go.
Steelwall, the amazing Steelwall Studios. That was the next game after Ultimate Custom Night. Help Wanted.
Help! I will always say this. No matter what I say about Security Breach and Ruin, I always love the VR games. The VR games are top tier.
You know, give a company
Security Breach,
baby,
it's okay.
And let
Ruin,
them,
we don't talk about.
You know, do what you've been doing for the past 5 years.
That's just my own opinion, though. I will always say that.
How was it for the first time letting someone else work on FNaF?
I was really nervous about it. I was really nervous. You know, I went several years still doing it by myself, even after I had the financial ability to pay other people.
VR
I wasn't in
that's obvious. It's
mentality
VR.
of being able to do that. So even though I could have done that, I was still doing things just all by myself.
For me, it's not a horror game anymore.
Pizzeria Simulator.
Yeah. Almost.
But by then it was. I knew that it was getting too much for me. I knew that I had to find another partner for it, and I was scared of that because you know there are stories all over the internet available about just games that went completely wrong because of games being mismanaged in the hands of development companies. And I'm sure that all of their pitches on the surface would have sounded the same, but I really got lucky. For that reason, I really feel like I got lucky because whereas I probably could have accidentally ended up with
game in the franchise.
A company that did botch something,
personally.
I didn't. I think I really honestly believe
that's
that
just
I
my own
landed
opinion.
With the best, just one of the best development companies. They've been just a pleasure to work with, and they've done a really great job. This last one they did, Ruin, I thought it was just so much fun, and I think that might be my favorite thing that they've made was Ruin, and the things that they have planned, which I'm not going to talk about right here, but the things that they have planned are really exciting.
That's what we're going to get tomorrow.
Yeah, I've been really happy. It's been a really good experience. Well, I'll tell you, on Help Wanted, I was going to throw in, I'm happy with how Help Wanted came out because at the time, and I don't have this anymore. I don't have a 3D, I don't have a VR setup anymore. But whenever the first Help Wanted came out, I did have a VR setup, so I was able to beta test. And of course, I was leading the charge to want to beta test my own games. I got into the Funtime Auditorium and I noped out of it. I took the headset off, and I immediately got on the phone with Steelwall and said, "I'm not doing it. I'm not going to test it. You test it. You're going to test it. You'll find someone else to test it." I didn't even get jump scared by Foxy. I was just in there in the darkness, and I knew I wasn't going to do it. And I never played it again. And I never played Help Wanted, and I never played Help Wanted 2 either. And I'm not going to.
People need to understand it though, right? Because in the past, like when I've obviously done videos on Help Wanted 1 and 2, I get a comment saying
That's
like,
what I was annoyed about with FNAF
it's
AOR
not
shutting
that
down with the whole
scary, you're
in-game
overreacting,
purchases
it's
thing.
not that bad. But
It's a
you
bit
don't
annoying.
know until you've literally put on the headset, right?
Yeah.
It's completely different, you know, just watching it from a screen is compared to having the actual headset on. It's terrifying.
Ruin was literally a
Yeah,
nothing
completely
burger.
different experience.
I feel
I have
like
a
my
question.
opinion on Ruin.
Glitchtrap is one of my favourite characters in FNAF now. I absolutely love Glitchtrap. What are your thoughts on Glitchtrap as a whole? With the development of Help Wanted.
I love the character, and I know that this is kind of one of the places where I know that there's a little bit of a divide with maybe me and the fan base, or maybe just within the fan base, because I always lean sci-fi. I have a tendency to lean sci-fi, even though I try to come back into the roots of the supernatural instead. But I can't help my inclinations to lean sci-fi. So anything that involves possession of
I prefer
AI or
not to speak.
possession of machines or circuitry, that I love that sort of thing. So I love the idea of Glitchtrap. I'm not a huge fan of the name, and here's the way that these things happen. Okay, and this happened with Burn Trap too. Whenever I'm in the planning phase with Steel Wool, we come up with temporary names for these characters. You know, whenever we're doing the pre-production document, I'll say, oh, well, he's glitchy. We'll call him Glitchtrap. Oh yeah, he's Burn. We'll just call him Burn Trap. But then those names get embedded in the source code because they use those temporary names also. And once they're in the source code, and once someone finds them in the source code,
Glitchtrap
that's
is my
it. Like
least.
that's the canon
Actually, no,
name
Burn
now.
Trap probably
And there's
my
nothing I
least
can do about it.
favorite.
And
Integration of
hopefully we're
Afton.
learning our lessons going forward to
It's just
maybe find
Glitchtrap is too sci-fi.
I don't know, to just hone in on a better process
with the
there,
whole
because,
like
yes, I love the character.
the
I'm not a
circuit
huge fan of the
boards.
name, but it is what it is for now. You know, it's the name.
Just too sci-fi for
I
me
love
personally.
Glitchtrap's name.
I have him up
name,
there.
like, on the spot.
Malhair is a way better name, personally.
Oh, I have no idea. But you know what? A good example
Malhair is a great name.
Nexus, from Ruin. Now, that was a character where, even in just my design of the game, I thought that through, and I came up with that. And I'm really happy with it. I really like that name. It's a really cool name. But now, see, if I didn't have one of those ready to fire off, I might have thought up something like, I don't know, Purple Trap or AI Trap, or just something temporary, and then that would have been the can name. That would have been so much worse than Nexus. So
Max's name is a cool name.
We got Security Breach. Were you happy with the release of Security Breach when it first came out?
Security Breach. There's a really big story behind that. That was definitely a challenging period, and a lot of things just didn't align up perfectly for that, and there were a lot of reasons for that. I mean, obviously, I hear lots of studios and things kind of blame COVID for stuff, but there is a reason for that. COVID took
it is a goat name.
Well-structured work systems and suddenly scattered them
the best name.
and expected the work to continue to flow. And it just doesn't work that way. From my understanding, I'm pretty sure
for a rabbit.
Most, if not every, member of Steel Wool got scattered across the country, and we're trying to just carry on with the workflow. And it was just really difficult. I think that's really the only example.
I feel bad for
my idea of how the game was going to go was misaligned with how things were going with Steel Wool. And I had a specific story for this in mind. Okay, for Security Breach, I really did. I had a very specific story in mind, and it is very different than the one that got in the game.
Now I want to hear it.
And I think a part of that is the way that I conveyed that to Steel Wool. Because what I was trying to do was I was trying to tell Steel Wool to do specific things throughout the game. Put specific items in specific places.
Can we hear it, please?
Have specific characters do certain things.
Please?
Meanwhile, not telling them what the story plot was. Because in my head, I was thinking, okay, when people find this, they will connect this to this to this, and it will all be revealed. And I thought I could do that without telling Steel Wool the story plot. That didn't work out very well, because they got all of these pieces and they thought it was their job to connect them in a way that made sense. And so really what you ended up having were the same pieces but telling completely different stories.
Don't be scared, my little
and
bunny.
and since
Do
I
not
was
connect
trying
the
to kind of
pieces you
tell a
have-
specific
or-
story with mine that went a
you know what
certain
I mean.
direction, they were taking pieces I didn't fully understand and trying to craft a story out of them. And again, I don't blame them for that. I blame myself for that, because I guess what I should have done is just said, "Hey, here's the story. Here's why
Can
these
we
pieces
hear
are
it?
here. Here's
Since
how
it's
they're
not gonna be
supposed to
canon,
connect."
maybe?
And I can give you a really easy example
here we
for
go.
this. And I'm hesitant to say this because I don't like messing with the lore, but I think in this case it's okay. When it comes to
Okay.
Burn Trap, originally Burn Trap was never supposed to move. He was supposed to just be something you saw in the corners, or like if you were walking past machinery, you might be able to peek in between two things and see him in the corner or propped up against a wall, almost like a some kind of decaying movie prop, and you never fully understood what his purpose was. And he had a very specific purpose, and I'm not going to say what that purpose was, but realistically, he
But if he's
never
not canon,
moved. Well, obviously, that's not what we got in Security Breach. In Security Breach, we got a capsule opening and purple smoke flowing out, and him climbing out and coming to get you. And so it's just not quite the same thing. So, but anyway, it didn't turn out the way anybody wanted. But hey, whenever that happens, just like whenever I stepped in it a little bit with FNaF World, me and Steelwool got together. We were like, look, all that matters now is making things right by the fan base. That's all that matters. We all had the best intentions
Breach
going
get
on.
like good reviews
We all
by
wanted
everyone?
to make a good product, and we
overall
went in and we
regarded
made
well or
Ruin
badly?
for it, and I hope that
'Cause I don't
redeemed
know.
the game, and I feel like it did, because I think it was really great.
I have my own
and
opinion about
and anything
those
that we
games.
do going forward,
I think Security Breach
continues
wasn't worth the
that
wait.
story or
I
has
mean,
the same themes.
I think it was when I
I
first
think we're just
played
going to be
it,
in a much
definitely.
better situation.
But I don't think it's aged very well
to
at
continue on.
So, the Ruin DLC came out a year ago now, which is crazy to think
I really
about.
need to get to the toilet.
Time's going so quickly, and
I'm sorry, I
fan
really need to go to the
reactions
toilet. I'll be right back. Do not move a muscle. I'll be like literally 30 seconds. I just need to run to the toilet really quickly. I'm back.
that was amazing. Everybody loved it, and everybody's looking forward to what's next. The ending of Ruin, with a specific character that came out, a new character into the games, the Mimic. Any thoughts on the Mimic?
I cannot share any thoughts on the Mimic, other than I really like that character. This is a character that I really like and I'm really excited about. I think it's a really terrific antagonist, and I don't think it's the last that we've seen of the Mimic. That's all I'll say.
Yes. With that, do you have a favorite character in the Steelwool era of games?
Where's the chat?
Music Man is too obvious of an answer, right? I mean, I think all those characters turned out great. In fact, I think this is why it's hard to pick a favorite, because all of them turned out so well. I've always really liked Vanny as a character. I don't think that Vanny was utilized to her fullest potential.
Thank you.
And so hopefully we'll see another opportunity for Vanny to return as well. We'll see.
Ooh, okay.
How would
Moving
that make
on
any
to
sense?
The books. So the books
To
have been
Vanny to
amazing.
return.
I've been doing little summary videos on the
How?
channel with Fazbear Frights.
How would Vanny return?
That was awesome. How has it been working on Fazbear Frights?
It's actually really enjoyable. It's probably one of the most enjoyable things that I do, because
Can we talk about that for a
I
second?
just
How
get
the
to
hell would
think up
Vanny
a
return?
really scary
How?
scenario, and then I create maybe a 10 to 15 page story out of it, and then I have writers that I work with, obviously, and they take that and they really flesh it out and fill it out and add the
I have
details
the
and
book
turn it
with
into
the
a full
mimic
length
in it,
story,
I
and I get to
think.
kind of just really see it come to life.
Yeah,
So it's been
Nexy.
really
I
enjoyable,
bought it
and that's something
for
that I
that
really enjoy.
pure reason,
It's funny because it's one of those things where as long as I know that's
Yeah, that's a good theory,
something that's
Sam,
happening
but
in my life,
it
I
wouldn't
might
make much
be
sense out of
at the
nowhere to just
gym,
go,
or I
oh
might
yeah,
be
Shivani's
watching a
back.
show, and then suddenly something will
You
come
know
to
what I mean?
mind, and I'll be like, "Oh
Wouldn't
man,
really make
this
much
is going
sense
to make a
personally.
great story," and I get right home and I start working on it.
Especially
Do you have
with
a
the
favourite
ending of
story
Help
out of all
Wanted.
of them?
I think my favorite story it's probably Bunny Call. I know that's kind of an oddball choice, but there's a reason for it. It's because some of these stories are based on my real life experiences. Bunny Call is not completely made up. I used to take my family to a family summer camp. Okay, this is one of my two. This is my two oldest boys were maybe 11 and 12 at the time. Or no. I bet they were 13 and 14. It's hard to remember exactly when this was. But then I had younger two that were just babies still. And whenever we showed up at camp, and we were all in the auditorium signing up for activities, it was rafting and boating. One of the things you could sign up for was a panda call. Okay. And a panda call it's a very deceiving title, because what that meant is that early in the morning, a bunch of the camp counselors dressed as killer clowns would come into your cabin and scare
That's
the crap out of your
amazing.
kids to wake them up early and drag them off to their daily activities.
That's
and so
amazing.
I signed up my two oldest, Ian and Braden, my old beta testers, or whenever they
Is it bad that I
all
would just
their
start
lives
swinging?
testing my games. I signed them
I
up
would just
for it.
start
I was like,
swinging
oh yeah,
if
this will be
two
kind of fun.
clowns came up to me
It
like
was
that.
kind of fun until the next morning started
Especially
rolling around. I
first
started
thing in the
thinking
morning.
about what I'd done, because then the next morning I woke up at 5 in the morning and I realized they're out there somewhere. Like this is happening right now. And I started listening for screams, and I started listening for noises. And I even snuck out and went outside. And it was dark, and there were crickets chirping. And I was looking around, and I just thought to myself, somewhere out here in the dark, in these trees, are a bunch of clowns, and they're coming to my cabin. and it was a really, really scary sensation. And so I just went back inside, and I looked at my family sleeping. I looked at my baby sleeping, and my kids, and my wife, and I was like, "What have I done? Like, what have I done?"
That's amazing.
Of course, it ended up not being a big deal, because then I just heard a soft knock at the door, and I opened it, and there was a row of killer clowns. I said, "Never mind, you guys," and they just walked on. And so it wasn't a big deal, but it was still a really eerie feeling like I had signed up for something that I'd regretted and I couldn't undo it, And so I based Bunny Call on that.
Oh, that's awesome. You said
That's
that
a
you've
cool
got
story, in
relatable
fairness.
stories. Do you have a relatable story with Fazgoo?
Look, okay. Listen, anytime there's a series of a whole bunch of different things, you're going to have some that are great, and then some that's like, well, like what was going on with this? I don't know how to explain the Fazbear. I'm sure I had something in mind that was really great, but they can't all be winners.
Never even understood what Fazgoo was.
No, I will say a
books.
couple of the other ones that had real life connections. Sometimes you hear about people talking about their sleep paralysis demons or whatever. That's never really made sense to me, but now it kind of makes sense to me, and I don't know why it does. Yeah, every once in a while, a person you'll wake up, but you'll still be paralyzed in your sleep, and for some reason, I guess in that moment, you're still half dreaming, and so you have a tendency to still maybe see something before you fully wake up. And the Blackbird creature was mine. That creature on the cover of Blackbird is my sleep paralysis demon, because I was on vacation, I was by myself, and I don't know what the circumstances were. I feel like I was taking a midday nap.
Whatsoever, by the way.
I woke up with a jolt, and for a split second, I saw that thing standing over me, and I couldn't move, and my body was tingling, and I was just frozen up, and I was just so disoriented after that. But I never forgot that, and I knew immediately after that, it's like, I've got to get this into a story somewhere, like this crazy looking creature.
That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I've never had sleep paralysis, so I don't know what my creature would look like, but I hope it doesn't look like that.
Jesus.
I don't think it's a normal experience. I don't think it's an experience you should want to have. I don't feel like it's a healthy thing. So if that hasn't happened to you, I think you're in a good place.
Do you have a least favorite story?
I don't know. I think it probably might be the Fazgoo, or no. I mean, come on, it's got to be the one where the guy gets pregnant with Springtrap's baby. I'm not sure what I was thinking about. Again, that's one of those things where, oh man, this is going to be really creepy. But then you step back and look at it from afar, and you're like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And I swear I wasn't picking on Matt.
I bet
that wasn't a story designed with Matt. It really wasn't. Listen, whenever you're doing these stories for this long, eventually you just run out of names, and you're going to cover all the names, Yeah. Eventually I'll get around to Dawko, and so if you see Dawko in one of these stories, it's not something personal. It's just because I ran out of names,
I don't know. Dawko is a very specific name that you'd have to get to.
I probably have a few more to go through before I get to that, so you don't have anything to worry about.
When doing my summary videos, and I know a lot of people say the same, people who loved Goosebumps when they were kids find these really relatable, right? And I know kids at school now read Fazbear Frights like they're Goosebumps books. And as a kid, my favourite TV show was Goosebumps.
Fair.
Would you ever think about or like the idea of Fazbear Frights ever being like a TV show, like
a Netflix thing or something?
It's like a series of some of the best stories or something.
I'd be so down.
Definitely. And that's something that can definitely happen, especially now that the first movie came out and was successful.
I can see
that really opens the door to lots of other 100%. Potential opportunities. The only thing to be mindful of is I don't want to oversaturate the market and just create too much. And I think that sometimes we get a little bit of that where franchises have movies and too many TV shows, and it just kind of waters everything down. But
Marvel.
But I really do like that idea, and it is definitely something that could happen for sure.
Awesome.
Marvel.
So the next segment is the FNaF movie. I've got some questions for you, Scott. First off, I absolutely love the movie, as you know, and I know a lot of people did as well. The fans absolutely loved it, and it did really well at the box office as well. Super successful. Congratulations to you, Blumhouse, Universal.
Still in the packaging.
First question is,
still in the packaging.
Working on the first FNaF movie after waiting for so long, after announcing it back in 2015. Well, you emailed me back in 2015 about it. I still remember that email.
FNaF movie.
How was it?
It took a really long time to get off the ground, really just because of the screenplay. But after the screenplay was really locked in, from there, all the wheels started turning. All the engines fired, and it took off, and it was a really fun experience from there. And really, the screenplay just had a lot of challenges because of what it was, and it's really, throughout all of those years, I worked with a lot of different directors, a lot of different writers, a lot of really talented people that eventually would end up leaving the project, but still really talented people. And it was really just a matter of there's just material that's difficult to translate to the screen.
That's very fair.
And one of the biggest issues is the animatronics, obviously being the monsters in the monster movie. If I were to approach any writer of a horror movie or any director and say, okay, here are your monsters, go make a monster movie with them, that's easy. You give them all a knife, you go in, you just make your generic slasher, but just have it be, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy doing the slashing. The nuance here is that these animatronics are possessed by the spirits of kids, and these are innocent kids. These are victims themselves. So it's very, very difficult to still have a horror movie.
It is very difficult
still have
to
those
see
kills that you need,
how the FNaF movie
but still
would have played out.
Preserve the innocence of those kids
in a different way.
It's a really difficult thing to do, and there were several screenplays
that
did not hit that mark. And
I
think I was more.
It's very difficult to see it any other way
than anything else.
In my opinion,
if kind of the innocence of those spirits was not preserved properly, I wasn't going to go.
That's the way I look at it. I think
it's very difficult. One quick example is the way that we were able to have a couple of kills in the movie was obviously the vandals. You have a group of people who are breaking in, they're disrespecting the place, they're trashing the place, they're there with bad intentions, and then you combine that with the fact that these animatronics are, the spirits in them are these kids that are basically very confused and lost, animals backed into a corner, and kind of left with this impression that adults are out to get them, and then you have these violent adults breaking in. And so it allows you to have that kill count while still being like, well, I can kind of see how that might happen. It was a tricky thing to do, but I think we were able to accomplish that.
Manipulated by William Afton still as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. The drawing on the wall was also kind of this layer, this blanket of manipulation over them all. So all those things combined you could see how these actions could happen.
I think I've
while
watched
it
the
not
movie
necessarily
10 or
being
11
the fault of the
times.
kids.
With the fort
I think,
scene as
roughly.
well, I loved the fort scene. I know some people were a bit confused by that, like why are they building a fort? But I got it straight away. You know, you just want to show the audience that they're just kids, right? You know, were you happy with the first movie and how it came out?
Obviously, it made
Yes,
300
I
million.
am very happy. I mean, look, anytime
It
anybody,
made 300
I think pretty much anybody who's been through a process like this
Of course,
would be able
you're
to
going
look
to be
back.
happy.
And I do this with my games too. You look back and you're like, well, I wish I'd tweaked this. Oh, maybe this could have been like this, or maybe this could have been like that. But you have to just really take a step back and look at it as a whole, and where it came from, all the things that
dude,
could
you're
have
looking
gone
at like
wrong,
a
and all the things that
600%
went right,
increase or something.
and just be really grateful that so
profit.
many things just fell into place.
That's how nuts
You know,
that
and I
is.
can give you a really quick
Hold
example
on,
of
let's do the
why I don't want to second guess too much. You
Let's
know,
do
at
the math
at the
here, hold on.
11th hour of this movie coming together,
300 divided by 25.
we still really didn't have a
1200%
a music
increase in
composer.
profit.
And I'd really wanted an animated intro. I was really pushing to have that animated intro, but we didn't have anybody, and really not really anybody to have an idea of what kind of music we were looking for.
Hey, let's go.
11th hour,
Marco, that's a
Newton
dope,
Brothers
dude.
come
So
in
proud
and they
of you,
write
man.
out that
That's such a
banger of a
dope.
track, like absolute insane. Like I you know, I listened to that the first time and I was like, wait a minute, do I have a theme song? Does Five Nights at Freddy's have a theme song? You know, and I called you know Emma Tammy on the phone. I was like, wait, do we have a theme song now? Like I can't tell you how excited I was over that. And you better believe you're going to hear that again at the beginning of the second movie too.
They will.
I mean,
They will.
That was just so incredible.
He'll
that
be
they
the
just both
first
just
or
knocked
something.
that out of the park.
That's what they'll do, I think.
So yeah, so many things went right.
That's what
I don't think I'm going to dwell too much.
Actually,
on,
no. I feel like he'll be the
you know
first.
what I would
victim.
go back and try to do differently.
They'll
As
change
we
it.
know, the movie was a major hit.
So we know
in
Chica was in the
2023,
actual lore, but I feel like Golden Freddy will be in the
biggest
movie lore.
horror movie of 2023 as well. How does that feel seeing that happen?
It's nice. That part is nice. It's more important to me that if the critics had loved it,
did they?
But the fan base was grumbling and saying, "Wait, this isn't how it is in the lore. Wait, we didn't like this. I don't like how they did this, and this." And the fan base was unhappy. That would be a failure to me.
Okay,
I'm perfectly happy with all the critics hating it and the fan base reacting positively to it. So yes, it is nice that the movie was successful. However, that is not the correct metric by which to judge the success of this movie. And in fact, opening night, which was Thursday night, you know, where I am, I went to the very first showing, and the theater was pretty much empty. There were only a couple other people in there, but it was a 1 o'clock showing. So, but still, I saw that as kind of a bad sign. But I just watched it anyway. Then I went to the next showing, which was just later in the evening, and I told myself I wasn't going to go online. I wasn't going to read any reviews. I had already told everybody at Blumhouse, and I told my legal team, don't talk to me, don't call me, don't email me, don't send me charts, don't send me facts or figures. I don't want to hear anything about anything.
There wasn't
I'm going
much
through this
competition
whole weekend
2023?
blind. I just want to experience what everybody else is experiencing. Well, before I went into that second showing, I was just by myself.
No?
And then later that evening, my whole family was coming into town, by the way. My whole family was going to come into town and watch the movie with me that
I actually
night.
don't know.
But this showing I was still seeing by myself. I was checking my email and I accidentally saw one of the reviews. And I saw that it was terrible. And that opened the floodgates, and I went and started reading all of the other reviews. And I immediately texted my family saying, don't come. Don't come. You know, this is over. I want to be by myself. And I was already thinking in my head, like, how am I going to write a letter to Blumhouse apologizing for this? How am I going to write a letter to the fans apologizing for this, for just wasting everybody's time? And I was just incredibly depressed. But somehow Jason Blum caught wind of this. I don't know who I asked a question for what I said.
Was it?
But you know, he started just bombarding me with text
3 years ago.
messages saying, Scott, the fans love it. The fans love it. You know, the movie's a big hit. Everything's great. He was just, you know, in all caps, everything all caps. My phone was just blowing with all caps text.
21
and so he really talked me through that to try to encourage me that even though the critics hated it, you know, there was a lot to be loved there by the fans. And so then I had my family come to town anyway, and we just
next year
sat in a packed theater and listened to, you know, the cheers and enthusiasm, and it really lifted my spirits. But you know, for a couple of hours there, man, I was pretty distraught. I thought the whole thing was just a complete disaster.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't. It all worked out okay. You know, it all worked out. Okay. And again, the movie's not perfect. There's definitely room to improve.
100%.
But yeah, I'm definitely happy that it was, in general, received well by the fan base.
The second movie.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Which is,
Here we go.
it's been announced that it's going to be coming out in 2025. Is it December 2025?
Yeah, December 5th, 2025, I think.
Is there anything exciting to talk about on the second movie? Anything you want to say?
I'm not going to give away too many details, but I will say that I'm following kind of the same formula where the first movie is focused on the first game. So I'm going to try to carry on that tradition onward with future movies. And I think that is absolutely the way to go. And I think everybody's going to be really, really excited for what's planned for the second one. You know, the first one was really challenging because it's so much setup. It's like, how do you establish all of this? But now that we have that launch pad, where to go from there came a lot just more natural. It felt a lot more natural. And we were able to really craft just a really great story, I think, and I'm really excited about it. And I won't say anything more, but I'm really hopeful that everyone's going to really
I'm convinced that the theory video I made
what's going to come around
back
December
is going to be
2025.
Yeah, so excited.
I'm so convinced.
And is Emma back and everything?
Oh yes, yeah,
well?
Emma's going to be back. She did such a great job on that first
Obviously,
one,
she deserves to come back for the
really
trilogy.
Good, having the same director.
The cinematography of that first movie is gorgeous.
Into the Pit. The
interesting. Very minimal FNaF 2 movie stuff. Very minimal.
Another trailer a couple like last week, and it looks amazing. It looks so good.
Very minimal
how has it
news,
been working on the
which
game
is fair.
Based on a Fazbear Frights story?
I'm just going to keep active
been a
on
unique
Twitter
experience.
as well.
You know,
by
I
the way,
first
just in
started
case.
talking to.
Because
It's been years and years since that game has been in development, and originally it was just supposed to be a little novelty one-off. It's like, oh yeah, here's this little company that makes 16-bit cartridges, and that was immediately appealing to me because I'm all about the Super Nintendo, and so if I could make something that would come on the Super Nintendo cartridge, you know, sign me up. That was the most exciting thing, the most exciting product I'd ever worked on. It was still just supposed to be a novelty, but as the development went on, everybody was looking at it thinking, this looks pretty good. This actually looks really good. And so they just kept on going with it. They could have stopped a lot sooner, and they could have stopped with just a little simple novelty game, but they just kept going. And I kept looking at thinking, yeah, keep going. And they kept going, and I would keep looking at it. And it just turned into this big, full-fledged, full-sized game. So we obviously decided to venture away from strictly the cartridges, so that everybody can be able to play it on Steam and everything.
How long?
But it's really unique. It's just a really unique game, and I do love that it really gets into just this really gritty these kind of gritty graphics that I haven't seen since, well, I guess since the late 90s, whenever you had those point and click type adventures and you had that real kind of that pixelated art style that can be really creepy at times. I don't know. It's going to be a really unique experience, and I think that everyone's going to really be excited about it. I really do.
Awesome. I can't wait to play it. How has it been working with Mega Cat Studios?
I appreciate you tuning in, man.
It's been
Thank
great.
You so much
it's
for
been really great.
Marco.
I really haven't had to give them. I mean, I have had to give them direction, but for the most part, it's been weird. They would go into the hole for 6, 7, 8 months at a time, and I wouldn't hear anything from them, to the point where I thought, is this okay? And I would even, you know, I talk to the other people that I work with, like, is this game okay? Is this going to be okay? Are they okay? Do I need to check on this? Do we need to check on them over there? But then I would get an update, and it would just be all this crazy new stuff and all this crazy detail, this fluid animation. It's just crazy stuff. And then they'd go back into the hole again for 5, 6, 7 months, and then we just repeat that cycle. But now here we are finally at the end of that road, and I think it's just turned out really great. Like I said, really unique. I think everybody's gonna really like it.
The reaction to the trailer has been amazing. All positive feedback about it. Super excited. People love it. The story of Into the Pit as well. Into the Pit's probably my favourite Fazbear Frights story. So with all the positive feedback about it, what do you see for the future of FNaF spin-offs made by other studios in the future?
Oh, it's definitely a possibility.
It's going to continue.
In fact, I'd really like them to start working on Fetch. I think Fetch would make a really good game after this. You know, some stories obviously cater more toward being a good game than others, but there's something really scary about the thought of something always being out there and kind of watching your house, and then and then trying to come in and do things for you. Like, this is kind of a scary thought. The thought that I might be online shopping and looking for a specific thing, and somehow something out there is hearing that and receiving that, and then gonna come to me, sneak inside and put it somewhere without me knowing that it was there. It's just a creepy scenario. It's a creepy setup. And I think it'd be a really cool game to have to stop this thing, because obviously Fetch was out doing a lot of menacing things, to have to sneak around a neighborhood and stop this thing that's sneaking around so undetected. I don't know. I think it'd be a really cool game. So hopefully that'll be the next project. We'll see.
As the franchise has grown bigger, what challenges have you faced with running a franchise of this size? Is there anything you could be doing better?
I think something I should have maybe been doing better. I should have had a better structure in place as far as people to talk to the fan base. You know, I've always kept that on myself all during the years, and in the early years, I think that worked great, because it was a little indie game, a little indie community, and then me, the indie dev, just chatting with the community and talking.
Where is it?
As the years go by,
YouTube's doesn't count. I already bought them all.
Franchise gets bigger and bigger.
I
don't know. I feel like I've slowly kind of lost touch with the fan base. Unfortunately,
it's not that same. Get that, by the way, that's crazy.
It's not that same relationship that it used to be. I really used to enjoy chatting with everybody and just kind of I don't know, and I guess that's expected.
Genuine question: where is the movie merch?
FNaF is more of a big.
I got that poster from
just kind of a bigger thing now, and it's bigger than one person, and I can't just pretend like I can hop online and chat with everybody and solve everybody's problems anymore. Used to, I kind of could. I could just go in there and chat with everybody and resolve little problems as if it was like just a squabble on a forum. I can always just step in and solve it, but it's just not the same. And I think that I should have realized that sooner. And I'm really only realizing that this year, that I really need to have a better structure in place. You know, and the fan base deserves that. The franchise deserves that. The fan base deserves that, to have more people in charge and running a Twitter page and official news
so excited to see the
an official news feed, so that there's not so much confusion about what's real and what's not real, and real news and fake news, and is this confirmed, is this not confirmed. You know, I could have avoided years
the Wizards,
of that
hopefully.
if I just kind of
had
a better structure in place with people to listen to, and like I said, a news feed, and someone else to just provide better answers to the fan base. So I'm trying to get all that in place.
It's a really long
I really think I think it would just better serve the fan base. I think everybody would be a little happier if it's not just me trying to jump in and
like an hour roughly
straighten things out when needed.
Yeah, I think the Twitter's a great idea. We're recording this in June, but you know, it was announced today. The schedule for what's coming out during that week is
very true.
Really
Mangle, I feel like, is going to be the main character,
so people,
or animatronic, the main animatronic, other than the puppet.
For the anniversary date.
I've said that since like the start of the year.
Really exciting.
Whenever that one video I made came out, I think it was like 15k views. Someone Toy Freddy on the thumbnail. I said that Mangle is going to be like the main villain.
And
I'm convinced.
Seeing what happens next on
and if you wonder why would Mangle be the main villain, they're not going to put so much effort into one animatronic.
You could hint at
here we go. Hold on.
Any future titles or any little hints to get people excited for the future?
One of the good things is going to be coming from Steel Wool, but that's going to be announced here in this same week that your interview is going to air. So I think that's it. In fact, I'm not sure if it was right before this or right after this. Yeah, it might have been right after this. Yesterday. Okay. And obviously everybody knows about the movie, and right now the books are these interactive books, which I read things like that growing up, and so I'm excited about those. And I've tried to add some depth into those to where you can actually collect items in them and things like that. So it's really not just about picking a path; it's about picking a path and getting something, and then going to the other path and being able to use something.
I didn't actually look at that interactive.
It makes it more interesting and more intricate. But yeah, I mean, that's the plan for movies, games, and books. And I already told you my hope for the next Mega Cat game. And there is another game planned with Steel Wool, but that's not going to be announced for a while yet. So I can't talk about that. But there is something down the pipe.
Okay.
So what's going to be announced?
Even beyond what's being announced this week, there's something beyond. But I can't talk about that.
Yeah. So I won't.
So what the hell are Steel Wool announcing then?
I read the week before, guys, and it is good. So please,
That's
check
interesting,
it out
actually.
when it comes out.
That's
I'm
really
looking forward to
interesting.
the Into the Pit one.
So we know now a new game is
VIP
coming.
Is the interactive novel VIP another one as well?
So what?
Yes, yeah.
What are
VIP
Steelwool
is
announcing?
it's one that I did with Scholastic, just like the others, but it's just going to be free. It's specifically for this event. I mean, I might still be included in a
So it
box
has to be
set
Security
later
Breach
down
2
the road, but
is
no,
the
for this week
next
it was
big
made
game.
specifically for this event. By the same author, I believe, as the week before. So if you enjoyed that one,
No,
you'll
because
enjoy
Sam, he
VIP.
just said that there's another game coming.
I really love the story.
But that's not what
for
Steelwool are
VIP.
announcing.
I'm not going to ruin it, but it might be
So
one of
Steelwool
my
are
favorites.
announcing
So
something
hopefully
else.
everybody really enjoys
Help
that.
on it 2
That's
DLC.
awesome. I'm pretty sure it comes out before
I guess.
the interview. So
Okay,
yeah.
great.
Future me, if you're watching, you probably loved it. There is a collab announcement
Here we go.
tomorrow from this interview.
Fortnite.
Whatever it is, I don't know.
Fortnite.
But, it
It's
seems
Fortnite.
that you've been more open with collaborations with games recently. The Funko one as well.
I can't
Are
wait
you
for
more
Funko
open to
Fusion.
more collabs since we last spoke during the last interview?
It's going to be Help Wanted DLC.
Like, would you be interested in?
That's my guess.
Whatever it is, I don't know.
If it's
like
not Help Wanted
Fortnite
DLC, then
or
I
Dead
don't know.
by Daylight, have those popped into your head at all?
Dead by
or-
Daylight, please.
I'm very careful with collaborations because I want to protect the brand and I want to make sure that Five Nights at Freddy's stays as
So
Five
make
Nights at
it
Freddy's.
Dead by Daylight.
And there are some games
We've wanted
where
it for
even
like
if I
10,
really
not
enjoy
10
the
years,
game,
but 8 years.
it just doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a good match.
Then
feels
it can't
it
be
feels like a
Fortnite.
mismatch.
It can't
the brand
be Fortnite.
integrity
It
is the
can't
most
be.
important
It
thing for
can't
me,
be.
and keeping everything
If
feeling
this goes on
like
to
it
be
belongs.
Fortnite now
So
tomorrow,
it's really
this
been
is
my
all
only.
BS. No offense.
That's really been my only hesitancy.
No
I feel like I
offense.
am branching out a
If
little bit,
it
and I am a
turns
little
out
bit
now
more
the
open
collab
to
is
those things
Fortnite,
than maybe
this
I
is all
was in the
BS.
early years. But I'm still
About
very
being careful
about
about
that.
protecting
We'll just
the
see.
brand.
We'll see how things go.
Okay. Anything else you would like to add?
What
to
if it's a
finish off
clothing
the
announcement?
interview?
Like a
Let's
clothing
see
collab?
here.
The box.
No, I mean, I think things are in a good place.
They're
And
not
like I
gonna
said,
answer
I
the
think
box.
that the things that
They're not gonna
things that
answer.
are on the horizon are all things to be excited about, and I think that everybody's going to really enjoy. The things that the fan base is really going to enjoy. And I wish I could talk about those more, but I don't feel like I can.
So, do you think we're going to have another interview in 10 years' time?
I feel like it's not even going
It
to be a
doesn't have to
game
be 10
collab.
years. We can try to do this a little bit more often.
Guarantee it's not even a
every
game
5
collab.
years?
It's going to be a
Yeah, every
clothing
5
or,
years. There we go.
or
Okay. Shaking your hand.
Just make it a
virtually.
regular thing.
collab.
Okay, awesome.
Clothing,
The biggest
merch.
thing that everybody has been begging me
There we go.
for this interview when I announced
It's not.
it
He's
is
not
the
going to
box.
announce it.
That
He's not
is-
going to.
Everybody just wants to know
He's not going
anything
to.
about it because it's the biggest mystery out of the whole 10 years of FNAF, I would say. Maybe Midnight Motorist is number 2. But yeah, I'd say the box is the biggest.
I think I'd
the
rather know what
biggest
Midnight
mystery
Motorists is
that
in the box.
everybody wants,
No
like, even a
offense.
tiny snippet of something.
I don't think he's going to announce it.
Help.
Okay. Well, I can try to give somewhat of an answer to that, even though it might not be extremely satisfying for a lot of people. So I would encourage people to turn off the interview if they don't want an answer that they might not be happy with. But
Yep.
whenever
I'm
I'm
still
making
watching.
these games, there are a lot of things that are in my head that are just flowing ideas. And when I have them and put them there, it's the first half of something. It's like a string or a rope just like reaching out. And I know that what's there on the other end is there. I trust that it's there. I know that it's there. And then whenever I progress forward, the rest of that just reappears. The rest of it appears and just fits into place perfectly. That's how all my games have been made. I feel that there is something there, and I make the roads to get there for that to be revealed. But then
Not passing
sometimes
the box.
when things do progress, the roads aren't always the same roads as the ones that had been planned before. And so what that means is, even though at the time something was definitely there, something was definitely reaching out to be there, and I could feel that it was there, the progression of the story didn't go there. And so those strings never got pulled on, and those and the other half of that idea remained in the ether, remained in my subconscious. All of that to say, there is something in the box, but I never pursued it, and I don't know if I can find it again. And I think that that's the best answer that I can possibly give for that.
Scott, thank you so much for the interview.
That's
Myself
stuff
and
we've all
everybody
heard
really
before.
does appreciate
No
it.
offense.
We're looking forward to the future.
I swear that's all
We're
the stuff
looking
we've
forward
heard
to this
before
week.
about the box.
Future me.
I swear
is
I've heard that same
probably,
answer, no?
Stressing out.
I don't know.
Playing all the demos and.
I knew
getting
they
ready
weren't.
for
He
Into the
wasn't going to
Pit in a
actually
few
show what's in the
days.
box, though.
I'm
Let's
so
be real.
excited for Into the
But
Pit.
still,
I really, really am, and all the fanverse stuff as well. My Pop Goes and the Joy of Creation, that demo. I'm looking forward to playing all of those as well and reading the new book. There's a lot.
it does
in that
make
week.
sense, yeah.
I'm
It does
gonna
make
just
sense.
be MIA
Because
that whole
if you
week.
read the
I've already
books,
told my friends and family, like,
there's a robot
I'm not
body
gonna
or
be
something,
here
or
for
there's
the
a
whole
body
week.
in the box,
Don't
in one of the
call me,
books.
Don't text me. I'm going to be in this room just
Charlie,
doing
I
everything
think, was her
can that
name, was in the
week. And
box.
yeah, we really do appreciate
And I
it.
feel like
So,
that is what
yeah,
he refers
I
to,
think
like,
that's it.
if he is shown
Which
a
is really
body was in
weird.
the
That
box
hour
in
went
FNaF
so
4,
quick. Thank you guys for
and
watching.
pursued, that would have been a
Again,
whole
I
different
appreciate
story.
you guys.
Which makes
Thank
sense.
You. Without you guys watching the channel, you know, I wouldn't be doing this in the first place. Interviewing Scott.
And that's it.
So it really does mean a lot to me.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'll be real. Wasn't a crazy amount of lore drop in there, obviously. We weren't going to expect that. However, I do want to check Twitter for obvious reasons. But now, the main thing I have to say is this. With the collab tomorrow. Now, surely that means, right? Surely that means it can't be Fortnite. It can't be. Because if the whole thing about the protecting the brand and stuff and keeping Five Nights at Freddy's, but then all of a sudden tomorrow you have people cranking 90s as Freddy Fazbear with a gun and a rocket launcher and whatever the hell else is in Fortnite. That's completely branching off. Nothing to do with FNaF, completely branching off. What makes more sense to me is Roblox or Dead by Daylight. And I guarantee you it's not going to be Dead by Daylight. And to me, that only leaves Roblox. And I guarantee you, if they announce it's a Roblox collab, it's going to go down bad. I feel like if they go, oh yeah, no, it's a Roblox collab, everyone's going to be like, are you serious? So, to me, I feel like it's not going to be specifically a gaming collab. I feel like we're going to get something of the FNaF brand mixed with another brand, if that makes any sense. I don't think it's going to be gaming. Whether it be clothing, I don't really understand, because there's a load of clothing like Cloak and stuff like that, and Hex, especially with plushies, that wouldn't make any sense either. So what if it's like an Adidas or something collab? Because Adidas just recently collabed with Deadpool and Wolverine for a pair of shoes. So what if it's something like that? But like, who else could it be? Like, I could see it's Smash Bros, maybe, but no, I feel like Smash Bros, no one... Is Smash Bros really... Is Smash Bros really that relevant anymore? Like, obviously it's relevant, but like I'm talking, is there still really good fan base and all for stuff? But I genuinely don't know. I definitely feel like... I mean, if it's Fortnite, it definitely feels the most likely to be Fortnite, but it's just after that phrase saying he doesn't want to branch off from the brand... But then all of a sudden you chuck it into a situation where Freddy Fazbear is holding a gun. You know what I mean? Kind of contradicts itself. However, that's going to be the end of today's stream. We obviously watched I think, an hour of the interview. Honestly, really interesting interview. It's a lot of stuff actually was asked that I didn't expect to be asked. Wasn't that much on the whole security breach, though. There was no questions on Ruin either. It was kind of just like, oh, what are your opinions on the game? And he was like, yeah, they're good. Yeah, I enjoyed them. There was fun. That's about it. And the VR games are scary. There wasn't actually much depth into the Steel Wool area of FNaF, which is actually really surprising. A lot of the stuff I did not expect to come up was like the whole Into the Pit stuff. And the whole possibility of a, Fazbear Frights TV show. I would be so down for that. A Goosebumps thing in like a Fazbear Frights thing, I could see that happening after the trilogy is over. I could definitely see that. Like, we'd have FNaF 1, 2, and 3, and then all of a sudden, like, Netflix or Paramount Plus, whoever Blumhouse works with. I know Blumhouse work with someone. It could be Max, which is HBO, I think. Or even Amazon Prime would pick it up and they go from there. But I would love to see them rated R. That would be the one thing I would love. If Amazon Prime picked it up, we'd have a high chance of it being rated R, I feel. But that's gonna be the end of today's stream. I do appreciate everyone tuning in, just sitting back and relaxing and listening to the interview with me. I did put a poll on my Discord saying if I even should stream it because I didn't really know how it would go. It is literally just us sitting down and watching the whole thing a lot together. But I do appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all had the most fantastic day. And if you do want to check out any of my videos, definitely go check them out. I just posted a video about an hour ago or 2 hours ago or something like that. So definitely go check that out. I appreciate every single last one of you guys. And of course, have the most amazing day. And of course, stay safe. And peace.